If you run a chiropractor clinic and you want to get a lot more bookings and not have to rely on Google Ads or other ad platforms that are very expensive, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do to appear at the top here, as well as here, as well as here, and here, also here, and here. Everywhere SEO and GEO has a very straightforward type of analysis that I am going to perform live on this video to show you exactly why the people who are currently being recommended as the #1 chiropractors in London are there at the top, and what you can do for your business, regardless of your location, to be at the top of Google. Hi, my name is Alejandro Mayahans. I've been doing SEO for a decade, and for the last 4 years, I've been running a multi-7-figure SEO agency. Let's go straight into the math and see why are these people here. Let us start very quick with the map pack. And I know I just said, hey, the 80-20 of SEO is links, small exception. Okay, the map pack is actually driven by other metrics. Okay, map pack is primarily driven by reviews, what the review says, the velocity at which you get those reviews, the score of those reviews, as well as, of course, the completeness of your GVP and citations that you get to the GVP, which I guess is link building, but it's primarily user engagement, user satisfaction, confirmation metrics. Okay, some people call it differently. That's ultimately what's going to get you here at the top. Okay, now I want you to pay very close attention to some of the stats that we're seeing here. Okay, Cairo, London, 5 stars, 144, London Bridge, 4.9, 106, 4.9, 559 for motion by chiropractic. Why am I saying this? Well, interestingly, you will find certain degrees of correlation between what AI search engines and good old-fashioned Google have to say about which brand should be at the top. Different models get influenced by different things, but they all get influenced in the macro by the same things. Right now, Claude Sonnet 4.5 at the point of making this video seems to just gobble up whatever Google Maps is saying. So you want to be at the top of Claude Sonnet 4.5, then amazing, just be at the top of the map packs. Okay. Now, if you want to be here in Gemini, let's see what we see. Okay, motion back, ProBike Victoria. Interesting. London Bridge Chiropractic. Okay, I think we saw these guys. Body motion, yes. And then Glow Health. Why are these being recommended? All right, very good question. Let's go real quick here. What else do we see? Actual organic Google results. And yes, this is all the way down, buried from the ads, the map pack. The people also ask. You likely won't see this in your navigation unless you have the Ahrefs unit there. Don't worry about it. And then the actual organic results. Back in the day, being here, which is position #1, this used to make money. Now it makes money, slightly different amount of money because there's more stuff at the top. Still makes a lot of money. Now, I tell you this much, it definitely beats having to pay $1 cost per click, which I'm not quite sure I trust that number. Oh, you're drunk. $1 cost per click. All right, saying $1, maybe it's a pound cost per click for chiropractor London. I'd love to see that in real life, but at 4.7 thousand searches per month, well, that's 5 Gs. All right, so if you rather not pay those 5 Gs, right, and just have them as bottom line because you're at the top of Google, then this is what you can actually do. Let's get you here. Why? Because being there influences the rankings dramatically. Chiropractor London, motion back, London Bridge. Where did we just see that? Motion back, ProBike Victoria, London Bridge. Aha, not here. Was it here? Motion back, the London Chiropractic Clinic, right? And LCRC, London Road Chiropractic. Is London Chiropractor? Say your back and neck pain. Oh, we also didn't see it here. Or was it here? Mental wellness, motion back, body motion, pro performance. Or is it in all these AI engines? We're seeing a blend of the map plus the organic results, plus if you've seen any of my previous videos, other sources. Maybe, okay? So what I'm showing you now here, just so that we can get some specifics, is the precise math behind the link building that is getting these guys at the very top of the organic results, which if you can't crack it on the map packs because some niches are ridiculously competitive, you might as well start ranking there and work on your map pack, as well as, yes, continue running some Google ads, because if you've seen my previous video called link building for a brand new site, you will see that the first thing that I tell you to do is run ads. Oh, shocker. What can we do here to get you #1? What is this thing here? What is this thing here? All right, real quick. Links work through a very simple framework called TAR, T-A-R, where T stands for traffic of the site linking to you or linking to a competitor. Then, provided that that filter is passed and that the site has traffic, ideally the page also has traffic, but what most important is that the domain has traffic, right? If the domain doesn't have traffic, then the link is worth nothing. Then next we enter into the authority. What is the authority of that domain that is linking to you or the competitor, as well as the authority of the page? First, let's look at the authority at the domain level. This is exactly what we done here, okay? You have to segment this. Links under 30, Okay, we don't really care too much is these links here that we have to pay special attention to, and of course through all the DR ranges. So this myhandschiroLondon.co.uk, that will be a fictitious chiropractic clinic that I would have in a different life when I'm a chiropractor instead of an SEO, and this will be the links that I have, right? But what is the say points, Alejandro? Amazing question, love it, love that you ask. Because we're using a scoring system, right? And so in the scoring system, a fully irrelevant link, which is to say, nor the page within the website that links to me, you know, this page so like lives here, right? And then this entire thing links to me, happy chiropractor, kind of happy, right? I'm still not ranking at the top, so I'm not quite happy yet. If neither of those are relevant to my site, but very important, the trust is there because it's a trusted, good website, then I'm still going to count the link, because nobody will say no to a link from NASA, even though they're a chiropractor in London. Like, why would NASA link to them? I don't know, but they're doing it, so I'll take it, right? Oh, Forbes links to me. Why? Have you done anything that Forbes linked to you? No, I just happened to make mention. Okay, well, let's take it, take the link, right? I got a link from, where was it? Entrepreneur, just because we published some statistics about digital PR and we got picked up. Am I gonna say no? No, God bless, right? Link from Entrepreneur, amazing, right? Why not? Business Insider, same deal, right? Do they have anything to do with SEO and building? No, they don't have anything to do, but they're great sites, right? Tons of traffic, tons of trust. Then on the realms of authority, those links live here, right? I have a video that you can watch there on the top left if you're on desktop, or on the description, called How to Get Ridiculously High Links. I don't know if that's the title, but it teaches you how to get ridiculously high DR links for virtually free. So you can go and watch that if you want to get those kind of links. But, you know, since those domains that I mentioned, you know, whatever, business insider, entrepreneur, they're thoroughly irrelevant to my business. If I was to score it, right, those would get half a point. Now, if you're a chiropractor, right, and let's say the College of Chiropractors of the UK has a link to you, well, it doesn't get any more relevant, right? So both the website and whatever page is linking to you, I'm sure is relevant. That gets 2 points. But if that website is a DR5, okay, you have an amazingly strong, relevant link, but it's a DR5. So we have to group things according to where they belong and then multiply them, which is effectively, right, if a link is fully relevant, it's just 4 times as powerful as an irrelevant link. But then we need to look at the domain rating, right? We need to look at the strength of the domain. So with this, why are these guys ranking? Here, Chiropractor London, crazy volume. Chiro London, 2 things. They have an exact match. So exact match and partial match domains, even though Google is always working on correcting that, they're always going to have an unfair advantage, because all these searches for the exact keyword Chiropractor London, which are a track load every single month, because Google cannot possibly not count Chiro London and Chiropractor London, right, as virtually the same term, they are going to boost this domain as if they were branded searches, because Google doesn't really know. If it says Chiro London, are you looking for just the theme or for this brand in particular? Google doesn't know. So these domains will always have an unfair boost, right? Central London Chiropractor, more of the same. Now, East London Chiropractic-ish, because the brand has enough modifier that, okay, maybe Google knows what's going on, right? Now, what do we find? Yet again, in another niche, this will be the 23rd video I do, I think, in this series. So if you're enjoying it, subscribe. I got more, and there's more on a playlist that I'll put somewhere. And the math, again, says that sites with more links are winning. So these are DR60 points, and all the winning sites have a lot, right? And they have more than the rest, even though, you know, the domain rating is actually pretty weak. So they have the combination of a partial match domain, which is an overpowered right now variable, and they have a strong DR links pointing to them, and they have a strong link brand presence. Okay, Alejandro, in English, please. Sure. This is what your links could say. This is the bit here that matters. This is the filler. I'll explain that in a second. So basically on the actual text, right? So let's say this is the text, right? And it points right here. And then it says something else after and something else before. Like if you're looking for a Chiropractor London that won't break your back when it comes to the price, then visit myhandschiroLondon.co.uk, right? Amazing. But let's say the link is here, right? On the actual keyword. Well, that would be an exact match link, right? The keyword is exactly the link. If it has part of the keyword, like just chiropractor, then it will be here. And if it has My Hands Chiro or My Hands Chiro London, that will be the brand, which is, as we're seeing here, what the winning sites have. So Chiro London, Central London Chiropractor, and East London Chiropractor, they have links with the brand name pointing to them. Now here, very tricky, because we don't actually know if it's exact match or brand. When we have an exact match domain winning in the top 3, is always a bit tricky to read through that. But the numbers say that pointing links to your homepage with your brand name, about 3 of these for every time that you link with a keyword, is exactly what's working. So as you go ahead, let's say you want to replicate the backlink profile of the winning guys. So okay, let me get one of these, and one of these. Beautiful. You go ahead and you get 4 links to your homepage. You need to get more links than that. I'll show you that in a second, right? You point 4 links to your homepage. Well, beautiful. Put 3 with your brand name and 1 with just a partial anchor text like chiropractor. Okay, so partial. Don't do chiropractor London. Apparently that's not working, right? 0 exact match. And if you see other videos in my series, you'll see how that is extremely common. Now, what happens with some of the other keywords? Okay, let me see some of the longer tail keywords, maybe some sub locations. All right, so sciatica, back pain, okay, horrible stuff. If you have it, is hell. Marley-bone, body motion. This is London wellness. Different people, all of them inner pages, will tell us we should also be trying to rank to this with an inner page. What do we find as is typical in most local base brick and mortar businesses that have service pages and locations pages? Typically, the competitors ranking for those don't have any links to support those rankings. They just rank there because they have strong domains, right? Strong numbers here. Says, hey, there is some links here. Yep, the guy at the top does have 1 link. Shocker, right? Almost as if links were the 80-20 of SEO. If this is the first time you're here, I have a whole video talking about the 80-20 of both SEO and GEO, which is all, those AIs that I show you there, where you can really ground what I'm saying here in some actual math and some principles so that you can make good marketing decisions, which I would love for you, because it's bad to make bad marketing decisions and then, you review your budgets for last year and say, damn, I shouldn't put that much money on this ad platform. I should have put it here. Right? I felt that I burned money in marketing myself. We're all here to learn in this life. You can see here 1 link powering the #1 ranking with a very strong, very strong page. Okay, 4.5 on the URL level, so that basically the website could be a tier 50. That's amazing, but the page within the website usually is a lot weaker, so that page is very strong. So as you build this link here, a trick that you can do, right, is then after that you build some tier 2 links to that link. So the page that links to you, then you build links to this page, and that page URL goes up, right? So it's not just the domain, it's the page level. And when you do that, make sure that you do that with actually sciatica in the anchor text, which is what's winning here. Of course, in this fictional case, I already have some backlinks pointing here, right? What else we have? Sports massage. Okay, another case, right? Nothing, absolutely nothing at the page level. Just 1 link here. Strong website. So wouldn't be too surprised, right, if they start moving up. Now, you would say, hey, Alejandro, your math says this guy should be #1. Correct. When it comes to links, they have the strongest case. But links is not just the 100% of SEO. It's other things, right? Technical, content, UX, brand. Let's enter into content and brand. So let's have a quick analysis here, okay? Cairo, London, without ranking for that very many keywords, has a lot of traffic. And as we come here and we see the top pages, let's see with just how many pages. Wow, with 18 pages, that's all it needs, okay? Homepage, contact, testimonials, our offer, sleeping positions, double back pain, should my spine be curved? Very little content on this domain, at this content that's performing well on search. And even with that, they're killing it, okay? They're absolutely killing it. What else do we see? Central London Chiropractor, 74 pages, interesting, okay? So they have a lot more pages. What's the performance like? Okay, they rank for more keywords, a lot more traffic. Now, I'll tell you this much. With a lot more keywords in the top results, okay, top 3 especially, you have a lot higher chances to be mentioned here. Why is that? Because when you make a query like this on ChatGPT and all the other AIs actually perform what's called query find out, which in human means they make a truckload of questions to Google and other search engines, right? Related, instead of they look for Cairo, London and best Cairo in London, and they look for Kairos in different areas of London. They look for most reputable chiropractors. They look for tons of different queries and then get all of those results and then they collapse them together. So if I had, say here, sciatica, then they will look for keywords related to sciatica and back pain in London, and whoever appears there for that sub keyword is who's going to appear here, right? And then they collated that with what people are saying on Reddit, on Quora, ChatGPT, all these different places, right? What else we see? Okay, East London Chiropractic, 27 pages. This is not this many pages, okay, guys? Like 18 pages for Cairo, London. Yes, exact match, right? 27 pages here, 74 the other guys. If you put a bit of love in your website as a chiropractor, right? And you probably say 20 something, 30, 40 pages of unique content between your home, all the key services that you offer, a handful of service areas where you might cover if you have multiple locations, or if you travel to location, right, off-site as a chiropractor yourself. And then you also publish some supporting content around the key questions that your clients are asking you on the daily when you are doing a session with them. They might ask you, hey, what about this? Where is this coming from? Is this because of sitting this way, right? Make notes of all of those questions and then record the answer somehow, right, in your mind, in a block note, in a recorder, whatever it is, right? Whatever way is compliant where you live, okay? You understand what I mean? And make sure that the answer is all fleshed out and published in your website, because if the person that you last served, right, that you last treated had the question, most likely other potential clients that have the same problem have also that question. And if you can serve the answer online and AIs find you answering all those questions, it's the most likely that they will feature you, not because you've done them a great service and you're giving them answers. No, because they see you, because they find you, and they find you very often through this query funnel. Combine that with good reviews, with actually being at the top 3 in Google for the big money terms like Chiropractor London. And of course, you're going to get recommended by all of these AIs, okay? The math on what influences these the most changes by the day, right? So there's a lot of hacks in getting there. I'm not going to teach you any. I'm going to teach you to stay principled here so you can actually get results, sustain a long time. What do we have to do? We've said, come here and build some links to both your inner pages, your homepage, right? If you have intent of pages for multiple locations, you have to see who's ranking there. Okay, this is people who are in that exact location, which means you might have to make your location pages actually a lot stronger. Other people don't really put the required amount of support in their locations page, right? Because they don't run the math and they don't know actually just how many links they need, right? So your homepage might need those 4 links, but your East London page might need another 4, right? So in total it's 8 links there, right? So the best thing that you can do really, if you're wondering, okay, Alejandro, what about, chiropractor in another part of the world or a different kind of business in London or whatever it is just get a report like this done, okay? You can get that on the link in the description of this video. You can get it done. It takes about 5 minutes, right? $49 will get it done for you. And you can sit with either myself or someone in the team, depends on your time zone, right? And actually review all this data, review your competitors in half an hour and get a proper strategy done together. Now, I want to leave you with one last thing. I mentioned brand earlier, right? So one thing that you can do if you have Ahrefs, right? Go into the organic keywords, try and find the entity, Chiro.London. This seems to be their recognized entity, something that the knowledge graph will tell you. And as we look for that, we see, right, for the branded term, they have 80 searches per month, right? And this is Ahrefs recognizing, yeah, this is the brand. Now, Google might see this a little bit different, but this tells you already just how much brand equity they have. You combine this with what the map pack is saying, right? You combine this with just what's happening here right now also in Bing. Why? Because Bing results also influence AIs, right? Trustpilot also influences AI. Listicles like this also influence AI. You gotta be careful, right? Listicles like this are super hot right now, working really well, unless they're self-promotional. And as of a couple of days ago, you can get wrecked. And if this means nothing to you, then amazing. Don't worry about it, right? What about these guys? Okay, East London Chiropractor. Okay, these are locations, Greenwich, Stratford. Is this our chiropractor? It seems to be from the team. Let's see if this is the lead chiropractor. Patient not found, probably not. So this is very typical as well for anything in health. Many times people are looking for the practitioner or the doctor, right? So not only you have to look at the entity, you need to look at the entity for the people behind the brand. That's also quite important, right? I don't really see an entity here for East London Chiropractor by itself. Okay, I see Breathe Chiro. Maybe that's them. Let me see. Doesn't quite look like that's them. Okay, and then what about this other guys? Motion Back Chiropractic. Okay, so yeah, finally we find Motion Back, which we saw multiple times on the AIs, right? They not only have a very strong brand recognition, they also at the domain level, because they have Central London Chiropractor.co.uk, have a very strong keyword reach domain. So they have both the brand strength and the keyword reach domain. Very strong combination, right? So if you combine good brand search volume, loads of pages, a strong backlink profile, you start to put together why would they be recommended so often. So that's it. I hope this gives you a nice, strong overview of the kind of math and checks that you can run in your competitors. Real quick, links, content, brand, volume, why are they at the top, what's happening in the map packs, put all of that together, run the numbers, and you will see just where your gap is. Okay, you need to strengthen your backlink profile. Maybe you need to work more on your Google business profile, publish some more supporting content that really helps your audience, or just get the brand name stronger. There's tons of tactics that you can implement to execute on those so you can bridge the deficiencies. But if you don't get the numbers, it's always just very hard to know what to do and why, right? So hopefully this video gave you some clarity, and if you learned anything new and you enjoyed, hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel, and I have lots more videos on this series, both that I've done. So I hope to see you in the next. Cheers. Bye-bye.